Let's be honest, romantic comedies are having an identity crisis. Some want to be edgy, others aim for prestige. The Materialists tries to do both and ends up doing neither. With Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans in the mix, this movie should have been a slam dunk. But instead of sweeping us off our feet, it mostly just wanders through expensive apartments, emotional detours, and one very confused plot. It has style, it has stars, but does it have substance? Let's talk about it. So here's the setup. Lucy, played by Dakota Johnson, is a failed actress turned successful matchmaker in New York. Think Hitch, but with less charisma. She's professionally thriving but personally committed to celibacy, unless, of course, a wealthy man walks in. Enter Harry Castillo, a smooth-talking financier played by Pedro Pascal. He's interested. She's hesitant. But things escalate when Lucy also reconnects with her ex, John, an actor turned caterer played by Chris Evans, who still carries a torch. Caught between old flames and new fortunes, Lucy navigates romance, trauma, ambition, and a questionable Iceland trip, all while trying to hold on to her values, whatever they are. It sounds like a romantic tug-of-war, right? Well, not exactly. Let's talk about what worked, because believe it or not, there are sparks here. First, the cast. Dakota Johnson brings her signature dry charm, even if the script gives her mostly soggy lines. Her chemistry with both Pascal and Evans is surprisingly strong. You believe that she once loved John, and you understand why Harry's interested. That's no small feat considering how little the film gives them to work with. Pedro Pascal slides into the role of the charming older man with ease. He plays Harry with just enough warmth and mystery to keep things interesting, at least for a while. And Chris Evans? This might be one of his more grounded post-Marvel roles. He's not flexing, he's not quipping, he's just a guy who once lost love and doesn't want to lose it again. It's refreshingly understated. Also worth noting, the film looks great. Shot on 35mm by Kirchner, who also shot Past Lives. There's a soft, tactile texture to the visuals. It gives New York a romantic sheen, even when the story loses focus. Now here's where things get interesting, or at least where the movie wanted to be interesting. The Materialists seems like it wants to explore value systems, what we chase, why we chase it, and how love gets tangled up in ambition. But it never quite commits. The conflict between Lucy's desire for wealth and her lingering feelings for John is barely explored. She says she wants a rich man, but she's never truly tested. There's no real pull between the two men, no moment where we believe she's torn. So when the final kiss comes, it doesn't land with any real emotional payoff. It's just the end of the movie. And that's the film's biggest problem. It has themes, but no tension. Ideas, but no development. It wants to say something about modern romance, about transactional relationships, about loneliness in a city of millions, but every time it opens its mouth, it just quotes something you've heard in a better film. It's also juggling too much. Between matchmaking clients, personal reckonings, an assault subplot, and a destination breakup, the story starts to feel like a cluttered vision board, full of big ideas, but no real focus. So, was it worth it? The Materialists had the right ingredients: a stylish New York backdrop, an A-list cast, a writer-director coming off a deeply personal debut, but instead of sharpening its message, it gets lost trying to be both cheeky and profound. In the end, it's neither. It's not funny enough to be a comedy, not deep enough to be a drama, and not romantic enough to make your heart skip. What it is confused, and maybe that's the biggest letdown. Celine Song's Past Lives was quiet but piercing. This follow-up? All noise and no echo. But if you're a fan of any of the lead actors, you might still get some enjoyment. Watching Pedro Pascal flirt, Chris Evans look longingly, and Dakota Johnson try to thread the needle of emotional honesty, that's not nothing. But it's also not enough. What do you think? Can a rom-com still work if the romance doesn't click and the comedy falls flat? Or are we expecting too much from a genre that's still trying to reinvent itself? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. Until next time, know your worth, follow your heart, and always stay rated.